television, whatever the name is. So, Strret N Sports. There we go. I'm your truly sports vet, Michael Lewis, along with Mr. T, Marcus Turner. I'm trying to get everything together today. With the lights keep going off, some power crews are trying to. I don't know. Feel like that. I don't know.
That's that preseason NFL stress.
That's from Davis Mills.
Yeah.
1-800-337-7171 1713-534-4231. That's Davis Mills. Could you score just 1 point, 2 points?
Nah. This could be motivation for a great season. It could be.
For them, yeah. You can follow us on Strret Sports 4 on Twitter, Strret Sports 4 on Twitter. Do not forget, no show next week. Labor Day, we will return September 11th, unless you want to see Marcus by himself. That's fine. I have no problem.
They can put in requests.
Whatever. He'll bring Don Staley. Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Anyway, bring Don Staley. He said, we're going to cheat on this one this year, and we'll do this year. Yeah, right. Anyway, also, we won't be on until the 11th. We should have a full crew back. Rihanna should be back with us, and also Jamar and Kennedy will all be back with us on that day as well, hopefully. Street stories. Why do we do this? I mean, because if I know it's brought by, you're never going to drink the water, but what the heck?
Don't do me like that.
You'll never drink the water. That's fine. It's brought to you by Evermore Water. Evermore Water, more better water. www.evermore.com. All right. Anyway. All right, just have to do this. Preseason week 3 takeaways. Your thoughts?
Just recently, the injury to Tyrod Taylor. That's what I say. I don't really see no use for the preseason. I know you take it to heart, but I just learned over the years of watching all this football. It's like, why?
They watched it too.
You these players. He was probably ready to take over the starting spot, and they're stuck with Peyton Manning Jr. right now. So, I don't see, like I said, you're overcharging the fans for the games. The play is not it's not as competitive. Everybody just there now. You pretty much know who's gonna make your squad. This last season, it was just a waste of time and money.
I mean, it's more so for me. The takeaway, I agree with you, but this pissed me off in week 3. But that's okay. Let it
go. You gotta let it go. Let it go.
No, I'm not. I mean, you lose to him, and you can't score, but you can't even score a point.
How about this? How about we say that Lovey did a great defensive job?
I don't care about it. It's this guy I'm pissed off at. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, so what? Hey, Davis Mills. How do you lose to him?
He looked like a younger.
Younger Tom Brady. Yeah, I understand.
Nah, he don't look like Tom Brady.
Hey, you people,
He looked like Tom Brady. Cause remember Brady wore 10, so he looked like Tom Brady as a freshman.
Things happen, and then I don't know, but I think I take from the week of. I was very impressed with Miami's last game last night because of Bridgewater, but I was able to see their defense really step up a lot. They may give a little push toward Um,
Yeah, their defense is ahead of their offense.
yeah, they may give a little push toward Buffalo, but they may be the only team in the East that will do it in AFC East. But I was very impressed with Bridgewater. I was impressed with Tua for surprisingly. The offense looked great, but like I said, there is no reason for the preseason. If you're going to start and then you get hurt, just like
Yeah,
Tyrod Taylor just did.
yeah. He was on his way
No,
to a starting position.
yeah, it's just, but then it's still you're still a horrible football team to me, if you still lose to him. But what the heck. But anyway, um,
Maybe they traded for Trey.
you know, go. Never mind. Let me stop.
Or
Let me stop. All right, Coco Golf. The 18-year-old has become very much so a fixture of tennis news as of late. You probably know she's on the cover of ESPN, the magazine. And Coco is actually playing in the U.S. Open as well. As you probably know, Serena Williams is one of the people that she really loved as well. And Serena's taking on her last tournament as well in Flushing Meadows. Your thoughts on possibly could Coco Golf be the next Serena Williams or no?
no. You got to remember Serena had that longevity. I don't even see the early Serena, and plus she has a lot of up and coming black tennis, female black tennis players that's coming along. But I think she's going to be a great player. I just think it's too soon to put that pressure on her to be the next Serena
Mm,
Williams.
okay.
'Cause when Serena was coming along, we never seen.
It's like and I think the really big thing is that with Serena, with the Coco Golf situation with Serena, I think with the Coco Golf situation, I think Coco's a very good athlete, and I think she's really going to progress well in her career. But I don't see a Serena Williams in her at all. But you were saying something. We had lost you for a second. Uh, Pause before you want to pause for a second.
I mean,
What were you
I just think it's just hard to put that on her, basically. Because when Serena came on, she was basically like a prodigy. A prodigy. She just came on and just earned everything, got her name out there, beat people young. Um, it's too much pressure. It's just too much pressure to put on her. Just let her grow into the player she can become. You know, Serena 40, she did it from the time she was 16 to she's 40 now. That's kind
Yeah,
of that's a lot. You know,
yeah, 17, 17. You're coming from 17 years of age to now. It's just,
it's
it's just,
unheard of.
it's unheard of. It's unheard of. Yeah, I think Coco is really done well. Yes, beating Serena may have gotten her a ticket. Beating Venus may have gotten her a ticket. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah,
But there's only one Serena Williams. It'll always be, even after this U.S.
but
Open.
but it just goes to show how hard it is to keep that type of productivity up over the years. Because
Over the years, right, right.
she lost the players that they said that was going to beat her and they were going to take tennis over. But Serena withstood all that and stayed.
And
She's
say,
stepping out on her own terms. I'm pretty sure if she just dedicated herself to just tennis, she could just probably play 1 or 2 more years at a high level. But I think she's doing the right thing by stepping out
okay.
right now.
Okay. You're listening, watching the Strret N Sports right here on the RSN Sports Network, RTV Television. 1-800-337-7171, 1-713-534-4231. Oh, boy. I have to go to this next one because, boy, I want to throw a rock at them when they were here.
Why you want to do that?
Panic in San Francisco. Well, yeah, it is. You can't be. No.
Nah, I don't think they're
Yeah,
gonna. I don't think they're gonna panic. I mean, I
after
think
losing him, I don't know. There was a lot of panic and there was a lot of rumor reports going on. But Brett Favre even stated that for some reason this guy who was going to go to Miami, Jimmy Garoppolo, should actually stay and be the backup to the heir apparent Trey Lance. Lance, who had a very kind of like subpar preseason for the 49ers. Being a fan, yes, I'm witness to that. Didn't have a bad first series last week in Houston in a 17-0 loss to Davis Mills and the Texans. But a lot of people said that there could have been a little bit more consistency with him in his throws as well. Is there a panic that I should be concerned with? Because I have this team at 4-13, and last in the West. Should I actually be panicking about this as a 49er fan? Or should us 49ers fans be panicking because of what happened last week here in Houston? Or should we just say, it was just a bad game?
they definitely should be panicking for what happened in Houston. But I think they got to give him time. If that's the quarterback of the future, right now he just to be a game manager. Do what he got to do to not lose the game. Because I don't see him throwing for 300-400 yards, but do not turn the ball over. Put it in your defense and make plays when they're there. Get it to Debo when he can, as much as you can. Kittle as much as you can. Ayuk whenever you can. So, that's his thing. I still say he got a year or so before they start panicking on it. And like you mentioned earlier with the whole Brett Favre thing, if they don't think he's ready, this is his second year. He only, 21, 22. They got time. It's not they saying that he don't have the talent. They just saying he's not ready. And that's a difference.
I think to me, I think somewhat of it is, he played 2 games last year. One when he started against Kansas City, played most of the reps. That was the exhibition. Then he played the game where Garoppolo was hurt and had an issue with, an elbow and everything. And they didn't play bad, and they lost against the Cardinals at Phoenix. But like I said, as a fan, I really would like for them to keep Jimmy because it will give them more of a bona fide backup that knows what he's doing, that has been there, taking them to the championship round. And I don't know. It's just kind of like I'm optimistic about Trey this year being a starter on year 2, but then I'm kind of like not really too.
Well,
I'm not putting a lot of faith in it though right now.
Well, it goes hands in hand. Shanahan knows what he got, and he should try to use Trey and put him in positions to succeed. Put him in good positions. Don't put him out there with four wides and tell him to lead a comeback. Just keep the game close where he can just do stuff he can handle right now in his career.
Right.
But another thing, what you might have to look at another player in the Garoppolo is the Giants. They might become a player since Tyrod went down. So.
Who we have? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really confident in either one of our backups.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not happy with either one. I mean, Purdy runs 40 yards backwards. Sudfield, you say boo and he throws an interception. So I'm not really.
But you got an unhappy Garoppolo too.
But make him happy. Make him stay a year at least. Eat $23 million. I don't know. I just don't want to see the team 3-14.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, I just don't want to see him 3-14. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to have some discussion in regards to the NFL expanding. All that and more. And we're talking about the NIL. We're going to also talk about some street sports polls and all this and more. You're listening to Street Sports and watching it on RTV television and on the RSN Sports Network. You are listening and watching Street Sports on the RSN Sports Network and RTV television. This is the RSN Sports Network, RTV television.
We can make that happen, definitely.
This looks great. Getting through the morning meeting in one piece feels good. Then realizing it's payday. That definitely feels good. All while keeping the kids busy and the clients happy. You're unstoppable. With a Wells Fargo checking account, you can bank without missing a beat.
This is the RSN Sports Network, RTV television.
Meet a future mom, a first-time mom, and a seasoned pro. This mom's one step closer to their new minivan. Yeah, you'll get used to it. This mom's depositing money with tools on hand. Cha-ching. And this mom, well, she's setting an appointment here so her son can get set up there and start his own financial journey. That's because these moms all have Chase. Smart bankers, convenient tools. One bank with the power of both. Chase, make more of what's yours.
This is the RSN Sports Network, RTV television. Hi, this is Davis Mills of the world champion Houston Texans. If I'm not beating Fred Warner and the 49ers, I'm listening to Street Sports on the RSN Sports Network. 1-800-337-7171, 1713-534-4231. Never mind. Fire, Fire Kyle Shanahan. Okay. Not good. I'm not for sure. I'm just bamboozled right now with this.
Why? Be optimistic.
Davis Mills. Who said Davis Mills?
Be optimistic.
Oh, you listen to Street Sports right here on the RSN Sports Network. Right? With the Sports Bet with Mr. T. Rihanna Ree Henderson, Kennedy Walls, and Jamar Smith will join us on the 11th when we come back on the 11th of September as well. And speaking of Alicia Marcus, and you would like to be here by yourself, no show next week. We will be back on September 11th because it is Labor Day weekend. We do not want to wake up people. That's it. All right. So just to let you know, there's no show next week.
Oh, you can take a tour, and if they want me, I'll be here.
You can always, yada, whatever. All right.
We can do Q&A all day.
So anyway, Street Sports Forward on Twitter as well, if you'd like to talk with us as well. Or you send a poll. Or all right. The NIL craze is everywhere. As you probably know, the NIL is actually the new look for actual sports athletes to get paid if they're in college, now in high school. Monty Williams was very critical about this as the NIL was being sought after as one of those I'd say one of those things that or one of those things that you would cash in on. And Nick Saban of Alabama was very upset. But as you probably know, there are guys that are getting paid. One guy here in Houston that was with the Texas Southern University Tigers program. He's actually getting paid. A guy named Jamal Stinson was the owner of the Fry Guys, but he started the truck business, a food truck business, and Texas Southern's quarterback Andrew Barty's name was brought up as a potential spokesman. It made just some sense. So now they're giving him some food. It was also giving him some cash and blah, blah, blah. Now it's going into the actual high school part of it, where Jada Anderson is getting paid. She's actually a 16-year-old who led the USA young women's team, 16 under young women's team to a FIBA championship, a gold medal. Marcus, is this? I don't know.
I mean, it's going to be like everything, even the NIL for college. You're going to have your good, your bad, your good actors, your bad actors. And you're going to have to find a way to police it to a certain degree. Because in high school, you don't know if these high schools that's so thirsty to win can bring in bigger boosters to get the best players in the state to come play there. Then that gets lost in basically a pay for play. And whether you leave the other schools, I think it's good for the athlete because, like we discussed earlier, the high school is making tons of money when they have a good program or a good athlete that come there. Like we talked about, some of the high schools get to be on ESPN, and that helps them in the long run. They help boosters and all that. Because when you walk into a high school stadium or a gym, there's boosters all around, there's advertising all around. So why not have the kids monetize their stuff off that? And also, you could throw it. These kids are also becoming influencers as well, so they're making money that way. So, but to get back on the high school part of it, let's just see how it goes. And the same thing with the college. Let's just see how it goes.
The main thing is that you got Mikey Williams. He was a 5-star basketball prospect out of California.
Yeah.
He was among the first strike last fall when he signed with Puma. And then Alyssa and Giselle Thompson, they were sisters. They were the first ever Los Angeles area soccer players to sign the NIL as well. As you probably know, 9 states for high school guidelines, Alaska, California, Colorado, Kansas, Louisiana, Nebraska, New York, and Utah all have that in effect. And the only school that said no, the only state that said no was Ohio. So, and because of the fact that the AD in that state said it was just uncomfortable with the situation. But here's the thing. Williams, who is now an actual freshman at USC, has made over $2.6 million in value. It's nuts.
No, it's there. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there. So it's not, how can you put it? It's not really crazy. It just lets you know that these advertisers are willing to pay. And they want to get ahead of the game and getting these kids early.
Mm-hmm.
With somebody like Mikey Williams, I have watched him a little bit. I've seen his stock drop. As far as at one time he was the number 1 player in the nation, now he's moving down because he's not progressing like everybody else. That's why I say he should get all this money now because there's no guarantee that he's going to go to the pros. You know, most likely he will, but his stock is slowly. These other kids are starting to catch up with him because in
Right.
grade he was just so big, strong, and athletic. And that's the one thing I'm telling people is like you never know who's gonna grow 5 or 6 inches, who's gonna do better by weights, or who's just gonna develop overall. So yeah, get his money, you know, because you never know what the future holds. Get all you can,
Yeah.
because these people gonna use.
We can only see that, and like I said, we can only see it. All right. Let's go to the next one. Well, we can talk on this next one all day. The NFL is expanding piece to play. Oh, golly.
Is this a serious topic right now? I mean, this shouldn't be a serious topic. I mean,
I mean, it's not even a serious topic. I mean, they've already got one, they've already got England, they're going to Germany, they're going to go to Spain, and now they're talking about expanding peace to play in Russia.
I mean, doing the current state of the relation between U.S. and Russia, I don't even think this should be a topic for the next 10, 20 years. Like,
I mean, why would you want to?
I mean, like you and I both know it's some money involved, some type of way, a large sum of money.
You know what? You can trade. Maybe the U.S. is trading. Maybe the possibility the NFL is trading for him, and they send him over to Russia, and I don't know.
They'll send him back, but I don't think that should be a question. I mean, when have the USA and Russia have had good relations for something like this to happen? No NBA,
Never.
no baseball, nothing like that.
I mean, you look at it from a standpoint. This is like the U.S. expanding peace to play in Russia. I'm like, yeah.
They couldn't even get a hockey team over there. That would be more natural for them.
I can see that happening, and maybe the miracle in Moscow or something.
Yeah, if they're over that, they might not never get over that one. So they might not never get over it 40 years later.
I don't know, 4, 5, 10 years later. Who knows? Who knows?
Ice destroyed them.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're gonna bring Sylvester Stallone to take a bunch of guys from the Expendables over there, I don't know. Maybe Terry Crews can unretire as an NFL player. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
I see them going being owners. They got the money.
True. Yeah, you could.
Or your best friend Trump can start a team over there. He's been trying to get in the NFL forever. So he's been trying to.
If he doesn't go to jail first, then
him and Herschel can have Herschel as the coach.
Well, Dennis Rodman might get on that action. Who knows? He knows Putin, so he's trying to save everybody else. Who knows? Let's go with the next one. As you probably know, last night, we talked about this earlier on the Sports Zone. The inner city high schools, 2 inner city high schools, the Duncanville, Texas, they were 6A runner-ups again last year, losing to Galena Park North Shore, Texas. And the HBCUs had a challenge, the MEAC versus the SWAC, which was well-known HBCU Howard, where Madam Vice President Kamala Harris went to, and also HBCU Alabama State. They played last night in Montgomery, due some rain delays. Both games were good. One played outside of Dallas. They called it the Drew Pearson Classic. The other one was just the challenge. Is this a trend to see, especially a high school that went through so much in the inner city of Dallas Fort Worth in South Oak Cliff
Yeah.
had to go through a ton of different, and now they're getting an actual season is going to be put on them on ESPN U. How do you think this could be a trend going forward that you're going to see more inner city high schools and more HBCU stories on sports networks?
Yes. Or the immediate future, yes. It's just like I say, everything is teetering on support for it from the black community and the quality of games. If you're getting good quality of games, good competition, you're gonna create interest in it. If you're getting all these blowouts and the fans supporting out there in the stadium, because everybody that's producing those games wants to see the stadium full, and you have to also find a way to market the players. If you got a great quarterback, you put him out in the quarterback. Whoever, Sam Jones is leading South Oak Cliff, versus whoever. You have to create a great deal of interest and be consistent with it over the years to keep people want to watch the show. Because this is not the first time. This is just the first time in a long time that they're doing this. And they're recreating interest in it. So hopefully it'll last this time. But, we'll see. With the HBCUs, like I mentioned earlier, Byron Allen had bought the rights to show the football games. Well, I believe it's more than football, but I know for sure it's football. So that's a start. He's a TV mogul. He should find a way to keep him on air for a long time. Because I don't know if you remember, BET had the HBCUs every Saturday. They had a over the week.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
and then it went away. So
and
that was a black station. So you would think they would have still had that over the years, but it went away.
Well, and BET have a lot of stuff going on, and even in '96, so you remember when they had Don was playing with Philadelphia. They had the ABL, and they had that, and then. But the thing was, it wasn't on live TV. It wasn't live and in person. It was more like a tape thing.
Yeah.
And you could watch the game till 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern, or 12 midnight Central, or 11 Pacific, or 10 Pacific.
Yeah.
And sometimes that quality, the vid quality, was really not that good. But yeah, I definitely understand. That actually, I would like for it to be a trend, but like I said, it's going to take some time for it to actually be able to come into play and be something that's consistent as well.
Well, we also got to support it.
We have to.
We have to get out and support it.
Yeah.
We just can't be saying, that's whatever. Because, we support Alabama, Texas, whether they're losing a lot, especially Texas. They haven't did well, obviously, but their stadium is always full.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's all about filling the stadiums as well.
Yeah.
It's all about filling the stadiums. All right. Before we go to our street poll and to the dunk, again, maybe Marcus Waterby. I don't know. Maybe he does. I'm not for sure about the whole situation. But anyway. Just letting you people know, there is no show next week. Labor Day, we return September 11th, 9/11. That's a very important day in the country as well. But please, we won't be here. Now, maybe Marcus might be here. I don't know. I don't know.
Put the poll up. If they want me, I'll be here.
You and that cheating coach.
In the groundhog with me, we'll have a good time.
Yeah, you guys will be cheating. Sitting by yourself in Dallas. Don't forget, we'll also have a link set up for next week. Speaking of Dallas, we'll also have a link set up for next week for those affected by flooding in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex as well. 3 people were killed by the flooding, and a lot of people of our friends that do watch or listen to our show up there were affected as well. So we will have a link set up as well. Now, going any further, we have big news for Marcus as well. We have huge news for Marcus on a basketball front. So, as you probably know, the ABA will start in October, and the ABA's Texas Purple Rain has hired or will add on Marcus Turner as an assistant coach to the basketball team as of this season.
Oh.
And not only that, this gets better than that. Marcus will also become the associate head coach of the Texas Lady Rain women's basketball team next year.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you. I'm excited.
Also, with the ownership of that will be Davis Mills.
We could put him in charge of Gatorade.
Whatever. Davis Mills. How did you? Never mind. Let me stop.
You see, he has a strong arm for the water bottles. So, you know.
Davis Mills. All right, let's go to the street poll, and congratulations to Marcus.
Thank you.
Street poll. Will Georgia win the BCS again? There were 30 votes on the street poll. You go to Street Sports 4 with any polls that we may have or have not or whatever. 30 votes on here. 20 says yes, 10 say no, and who you people have said no. You must be Alabama folks. Okay.
Most likely.
That's Davidisms.
I think as a fan, we're tired of Alabama and Georgia. I mean, we might as well just say the national championship is in the SEC. Whoever wins.
Anyway, I mean, I'm actually looking at some other teams outside of that. I'm really actually looking at USC because they've gotten a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Not because there's there's new blood there, but USC got a lot of transfers out.
NIL.
Who I'm really looking at though, and I think a lot of people are going to start to roast him on, especially Dum Dum. I'm really looking forward for Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame.
Yeah, he's already catching flack.
Yeah.
He's catching flack already. He haven't played a game. I mean, he coached the game.
He played a game. I'm looking at Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame. I really think he's got a decently good team. I would say Texas A&M, you got a lot of receivers. Still need some work for your D. Texas, they have nothing.
They wait for Arch Manning next year. They're waiting for.
Wait. Florida maybe, and we're not really talking about him a lot, but Mario Cristobal actually became the new head coach at Miami. And he formerly played under How About, or before How About left. I think How About before How About left, Jimmy Johnson. And I'm going to be honest with you. Miami may be a pretty good in to surprise some people this year. I'm not going to say they're going to win a national championship, but Miami could lock that door as well. I mean, there is a lot of even talk about Ohio State.
Well, that's who I would watch. But to be on that Miami thing, even the ex-Miami Hurricanes are excited about Cristobal coming back. Because
and I was even thinking that one of the other ones, excuse me, what was his name? He played with Cristobal, but it'll have to come back to me.
Well, I know on their staff they got. Believe they got Ed Reed. They got a couple of ex-Hurricanes that's coming back to help.
Yeah, I know. Reed's gonna come. Oh, play for the Saints. He's gonna hire him too. Vilma.
Oh yeah.
Jonathan Vilma. Yeah, they're gonna bring back Jonathan Vilma as well. So great to see the Canes coming back. I just don't want to see Georgia win it again, but.
I mean, I like USC. I've never been a USC traditionalist, but they got a top-rated quarterback. They got Belinda winner, I think.
The receiver. They got a receiver that's coming from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and then they loaded up on both sides of the ball with transfers, and they have to be a contender.
If you're an NFL team, you want to watch Washington, who came from Pittsburgh. You want to watch Washington, who came from Pittsburgh to USC. He is, if he's not Julio Jones, the younger version, I'll listen to him. The guy is he's 6'5", 6'6". He's massive. And that's why I think USC might make some noise out there with Oregon out there. But
they should dominate they over there. I mean, they got everything. They're gonna have a pro-style offense. They should be excited on offense. Their defense, they should be pretty good. Now, if it had to be bad coaching, while they're not at least in contention for the BCS, they have to take a really bad game day off, because I think on their worst night they're gonna win some games, 35 or 40-7. Because they're gonna be explosive.
Don't forget to play ESPN's fantasy game. The fantasy football is still open. I have about 10,000 of teams in there. Go to www.espn.com, sign up, and you can sign up for an account and play fantasy football. I have like 10,000 accounts though. All right, let's get caught up on what's going on. The Seattle Storm, the Las Vegas Aces, in one of the WNBA semifinals. The Storm is leading after 4:02 left in the first, 13-4. There has been and tonight at 7 p.m. Central on ESPN2, it's the defending champion Chicago Sky taking on the Connecticut Sun as well. Also, Justin Verlander left the game after 3 innings. The Houston-Baltimore game, which is now the bottom of the 7th, no score. And a score that everybody's wanting is sure. You mean the title might come back to the United States? Well, Honolulu, Hawaii leading Curacao by a score of 5-1. That is the top of the third in Williamsport. Let me just tell you something about the Honolulu team. You remember Ron Darling?
Yeah.
He runs that program in Honolulu.
Yeah.
And
he was with the Mets for a long time.
Right, he was with the Mets for a long time. Went to the World Series with them.
Yeah.
So, pull for Honolulu. I mean, congratulations also to our local team, the Pearland Little League All-Stars, even though they fell short to the Tennessee team that lost to that Ron Darling's team as well. Great job by them. They'll have a parade, I believe, in Pearland, Texas, for a high school football game on this.
They're going to get celebrated, because that's pretty big for them to get that far.
Well, I mean, because another parade with this man will be on Thursday. I think they won.
I thought that would be February.
No! They won Super Bowl. They beat the Rams and the 49ers.
Well, they're on the NFC West.
Yeah, they beat the Saints, and they won Super Bowl.
But when you put up them 10s by each other, they do look alike. Garoppolo and David Mills.
Yeah, well, Davis.
But Garoppolo won the Super Bowl.
No, Okay, let's go to our final take as well before we go to our take. The Dunk is brought to you by Evermore Water, more better water, www.evermore.com. Okay. Are all African African-American quarterback stereotypes. You probably know we're going to probably have a cornucopia, I say cornucopia of them, but we may have one starter in Tennessee named Malik Willis. We do know that the regulars that start Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, when he gets to after week 11, Deshaun Watson. But do you think that there's a stereotype of these quarterbacks that we can't throw, all we do is run? What are your thoughts?
I think they don't get a fair chance. I don't like to use the word stereotype because there's so many versatile or different types of quarterbacks. Like Mahomes, you would consider him a runner, you consider him a quarterback. And they got Lamar Jackson that fits that stereotype, if you want to call it that, of an athletic quarterback. But I just don't think that black quarterbacks get a fair shake in the NFL. I think if they go to first round, they go first round and out the league. When you got a guy like Rosen who's been in the league 4 or 5 years and played for 5 teams, and I believe that they should get more chances than they get. You got Dobbs in the league, and there's something wrong with that why he's not getting a chance to start. And you got Jordan Love in Green Bay. They already calling him a bust. And, and I think that's pretty unfair. When you got McCown, they stayed in the league 19 years, but that don't play right away, they consider them a bust, and then they're out the league. I think they should get the same chance to everybody else. I think they should take Queller out of it, because what they're doing with somebody like the Buffalo quarterback, I can't think of his name, and Trubisky, they don't look at them as runners. They look at them as athletic quarterbacks. And if it was the same black guy, they say, oh, he's a runner. He's not a quarterback. He's not a real quarterback. So me personally, over the years, we've lost a lot of great ones just because they didn't get the chance, until Moon and Cunningham came along. So
and the basic thing is that I think you speaking of Cunningham, Randall was on last night on the HBCU special on ESPN on the MEAC versus SWAC talents, and there was he and the guy that used to call NBA that calls NBA sometimes. I can't think of his last name. Mark Davis. Is it Mark Davis? Mark Davis. But anyway, they were talking about during the timeout in regards to the black quarterback in the NFL. Seeing Malik Willis possibly starting at Tennessee. And the situation is that they're gonna look at. I hate to say it, they're gonna look at Davis Mills and say, "Oh yeah, he's gonna throw. He's not gonna run." Yeah. But just say if Malik Willis was drafted here, his first thing is gonna be run. But Malik Willis has showed me that basically he has a great arm.
Yeah.
He's got a strong arm.
Yeah.
Malik Willis has a strong arm.
But you have to remember, this is the thing that they've done. Like, I think McNair was the only one that came into the league straight out of college and just was like, okay, he's the man. Even with Vic, because I know people like, well, they drafted Vic first, but they built the whole offense primarily by running. But McNair came in as Air McNair, and he came in, he could run, but he was given a chance to pass more. But these new wave of quarterbacks, I just want them to get a fair chance. Give them 3 years or whatever, instead of after 1 year, he's a bust. But Trevor Lawrence get 10 years in the league. It's just,
hey, I'll give him.
Another one is Drew Lock. Everybody don't believe in him, but he's still on the roster.
Yeah, he's gonna get 20 years, so it's no big deal.
Chase McDaniels. You get all these quarterbacks that's mediocre, but they hang on. So,
man. Also, big news as well just came in, and Monet Davis, who actually is Hampton softball star as well, and she's actually on the air right now on Nick, and also doing the ESPN championship as well. for the Little League World Series. Monet Davis has been hired to do the color commentating for the Washington Wizards basketball.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah, in Washington. So she's been hired to do sideline work for the Wizards next year.
Oh, that's
Yeah. It's just, she's really getting real well, and then I think they're looking at her possibly going to Las Vegas next year to join Odyssey Alexander for the team for the Athletes Unlimited. I think she's going to sign a contract with them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, let's go to Burn. Before we go burning, it's brought to you by something that Marcus will not drink. You see right here?
I can't find it.
You just don't want to go. It's brought by Evermore Water. Evermore Water, more better water. www.evermore.com. You can't see want me to. Anyway, what is your street burn today?
It just hit me with the Marcus Freeman. My burn is like coaches like him should get the same chance as any other coach. He got a high-profile job in Notre Dame. Notre Dame hasn't won since '89, but they're putting pressure on him to win a championship this year. And coach before that left him, and he left him with this roster. So now I want to see how much leeway they're going to give him. Because Notre Dame usually start out and always end up like 8-3 or 9-2 or something like that. My burn is like to give him a chance. Give him his own recruiting class from freshman to senior before they make a decision about, if he did a good job or not. Because I believe they did that with Willingham too. He didn't even get to his seniors before they fired him. So I don't really want to get a fair chance.
I'm going to piggyback on that, and I'll say, for instance, that African American coaches are as just pretty much sparse as African American quarterbacks that are star top level in the collegiate ranks. Marcus Freeman is a guy that actually he deserves this. He deserves the title of head coach at Notre Dame. There are a lot of other head coaches who are African American. We saw one last night, a legend. His son should be somewhere else, but he was turned down for the LSU job, Eddie Robinson Jr., which now he coaches now at Alabama State. What we have to really look at with the Marcus Freeman situation is that, yes, you look at Chip Kelly, you look at his brother, Mark Kelly, and you look at these guys, and Mark Kelly at least is a lot better than Chubb Kelly, who coached my Niners to nowhere. And you have to take a look at it. Marcus Freeman is going to need to deserve the same chance like any other African American head coach. Any African, male or female. Everybody has to deserve a chance if you're going to Notre Dame. You should not be, as Tim Brown said, basically, he said that at some point in time, you have to realize that Notre Dame, it's not a place of excellence. It's a place where if you're African American and you coach the team just like Todd Willingham did, they're going to put you on a microscope. Don't be mindful of the fact is when you look at the tower that they have, it's really there's a microscope with an actual GPS on there is how many wins are you going to get unless you're Eric Parsegan or Kelly, basically. The radar's on you. Or radar is on you. That's my burn. Right, well, that's going to wrap it up here. Don't forget that we will not be here next week. You can show up, Mark, if you want to.
Well, put the poll up.
Anyway, No show is next week. We return September 11th. I don't know. What's happened, but whatever. Anyway, that's going to do it for us. We're going to get out of here. I don't know. This guy's running me crazy, and I'm not sure. For Brianna Reed Henderson, for J. Mark Smith, and for Kennedy Walls and Marcus Mr. T. Turner, I'm yours truly, Sports Rep Michael Lewis. Thank you very much for joining us on the Sports Zone. We will see you on September 11th. Be safe Labor Day weekend. Make sure you're kind to one another and help somebody else out in need. God bless. We'll see you on the 11th. You've been listening and watching Strret Sports right here on the RSN Sports Network and RTV Television. This is the RSN Sports Network, RTV Television.